Hello YouTube, my name is Ellie and this is my 2 months and 2 weeks on super low dose testosterone. Yay! Yeah, so today's video is a little bit different. I wanted to make a video about how to get a prescription for testosterone if you are non-binary and you live in Israel. So, what I had to go through to get testosterone was really simple, like extremely simple. I was so worried about gatekeeping and that I would have to explain myself to 1,000 doctors and have to argue about my right to get it or educate healthcare givers, etc., etc. But the truth is, it was super simple. So the process goes as follows. After 3 years of thinking about going on hormone, I finally approached my doctor, which is I think it would be called a GP, as in general physician, or in Hebrew it's simply called a family doctor, or רופא משפחה. So what I did is I scheduled the most basic appointment, and I walked into their office and I told them, hey, I am experiencing gender dysphoria, I would like to make a partial gender transition. And they said, sure, it's not a problem. They asked me a couple of questions about my gender identity, really basic stuff, nothing more extensive than what pronouns would you like me to use for you, and how long have you been feeling like this, or something like that, or what do you expect to happen once you take testosterone? Like really 3 questions or something like that. Nada. And then they referred me to some tests. They were actually not very well educated on the subject, and I seem to have more of an accurate working knowledge of what I need to do. So I just said, look, my friends who are transgender, they did this and this and this, and then the doctor said, yes, of course you should do it. So what I ended up doing is 3 tests. I did blood work, and that included also a hormonal test that I had to do around getting my period. But it wasn't a special or expensive test. It was just a blood test that I had to do on a certain time of the month, right when I got my period. Also, I did an external ultrasound of my reproductive system, so to speak. They tell you that this ultrasound has to be internal in the sense of an invasive test, but it is not so. I had an external ultrasound, which means they put the sonar on my stomach, and I didn't even have to take my clothes off. Like, it was completely non-invasive. And the last thing that I had to do is I had to see a social worker. The social worker interviewed me for about an hour and listened to my story, asked me a lot of questions, and oh fuck, my cat is trying to destroy the room. Yeah, so the social worker was actually the person who spoke to me the most about transitioning, why I wanted, what I should expect, etc., etc. She was a very nice person. She had very good questions. She did not try to gatekeep or tell me not to do this. Kept validating me, and it was actually a very good experience. In the end, she wrote me a letter. I took that letter and the test results back to my doctor, and the doctor just handed me testosterone. That very moment, I received the exact dosage that I asked for. They were perfectly alright with me experimenting with my dosage, and I upped my own dosage twice, and they accepted it without any problems. Yeah, they were just super friendly and not very well informed, but well intentioned. Okay, so that's that. And this is my cat. This is my kitty. And my kitty had her uterus removed, and she's not on hormone replacement therapy. So it's safe to say she wants to go down. It's safe to say that she's a non-binary kitty. Well, maybe it's not safe to say it. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, so, and the second thing, yeah, and then I got this, which is Testo Max. It's transdermals. You get these little bags, and you just put them on your skin. If you want to put a little less, then you just wrap it up in some plastic and in a plastic sheet and put it in the refrigerator. It'll wait for you. It's still good for use, as long as you keep it chilled under 25 degrees Celsius. Yeah, so the second thing I wanted to do is the voice comparison, because apparently I'm the only YouTuber who still doesn't have a voice comparison. So I thought if I had to use just one phrase, it would be, why is the measure of love lost? And if I want to do something a little bit more extensive, I brought 2 books that I really loved as a child. So the first one is Mr. God Mr. God, this is Anna by Finn, which is a book I really like. I'm going to read it in Hebrew. ההבדל בין איש ומלאך הוא פשוט. המלאך הוא בעיקר מבפנים והבן אדם הוא בעיקר מבחוץ. כה אמרה אנה בת השש, המכונה לעתים עכברונת, זום או גיל. בגיל 5 הכירה אנה את מלוא תכלית ההוויה, ידעה את משמעותה של האהבה והייתה ידידה ועוזרת אישית של מר אל. בשנתה השישית הייתה אנה תיאולוגית, מתמטיקאית, פילוסופית, משוררת וחובבת גינון. אם הפניתם אליה שאלה, הייתם זוכרים תמיד לתשובה, בבוא הזמן. לעתים הייתה התשובה משתהה, שבועות או חודשים. אך בסופו של דבר, בשעה הנראית בעיניה, הייתה התשובה ניתנת, ישירה, פשוטה וקולעת. Now let's do the English one. It's about a 6-year-old. It's a passage about a 6-year-old called Anna and how she goes about her way in the world. Okay, so this is by Jeanette Winterson. It's called Sex in the Cherry. These are the journeys I wish to record. Not the ones I made, but the ones I might have made. Or perhaps did make in another place or time. I could tell you the truth, as you will find it in diaries and maps and logbooks. I could faithfully describe all that I saw and heard and give you a travel book. You could follow it then, tracing those travels with your finger, putting red flags where I went. Okay, YouTube. So this is my 2 months and 2 weeks on testosterone. Physical changes are none. As you can see, I don't change at all. It's funny because the doctor that saw me today to renew my testosterone prescription, she thought I was already like, she thought I was buff because of the tea, and I'm like, no doctor, this is actually the way I was always, and it was hilarious. Anyways, thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, particularly if you're Israeli and you're trying to find your way around the Israeli health system, please leave me a message or a comment. I would be happy to help and explain what I went through in order to try and help you. Also, please consider that I'm 31, so maybe being a little bit older makes people take you more seriously, and I look very masculine, for lack of a better word, so people seem to take my presentation seriously, and they don't seem surprised by the fact that I want to go on testosterone or transition. This might be different if you're feminine presenting, or if you're younger, or if you just have a very feminine appearance, and I know this is a privilege, and I'm sorry, you know, but like, I didn't experience any hardships, and I hope you don't either if you're looking to do this. So have a great week and see you soon.